Alright, guys. It's gonna be another one of my in-depth Rek'sai game videos that I've been uploading. So pretty much it's gonna be the same thing as like the last one. I know you guys really like the last one I uploaded where I just kind of like talked about my thought process. You know, really discuss like what the mentality I have as a jungler, as a Rek'sai player, especially going into the game, and like things I do that I think you should do, incorporate into your build and whatnot. So we're gonna do like that same type of video here. I'm gonna be playing Rek'sai. I'm against Kane this game. We have the same exact runes, the Conquer, Pages, Inspiration, and we're just gonna really go in depth about like exactly how we're gonna play the map and why we played the map in a certain way. Also, just a heads up, I'm gonna be going to Korea, so we're gonna be grinding Korean solo queue in a couple of days. So it's gonna be one of the last videos I'm gonna be uploading for NA for the rest of the month, and then after this we're gonna be in Korea. So here, let's just get some good last NA games in. So for starters, we have Malphite versus GP. So Malphite versus GP it's not really a matchup where you're going to help early game. You know, GP is a hard champion to gank. On top of that, you have a Malphite who's a tank. So playing towards the tank is not ideal. We have a Draven bot lane with a Galio. This is a very gankable lane. Pretty much means it's a very straightforward thing. Like pathing bot is going to reward us most because top matchup is not a carry. He's a tank. On top of that, he's in a matchup where it's not too easy to gank the other guy. So we just play towards this kind of condition. Surprised this GP is actually doing this. So the fact that GP is showing like this, what does this mean? It means most likely I was just waiting a bit to see if GP was going to swing back around. You never could be too careful nowadays. Pretty much what that means is GP did not leash, so most likely either bot leash or he just solo Raptors or something like that. Could be either one. Hard to tell exactly, to be honest. So we're just going to go off the information that possibly it was a bot leash. And we're just going to play the map in a slow wave. Not in the most quick level 3 gank. Like usually you could go for like a blue Gromp into red kind of clear. And that's how I would say is the fast level 3. But I personally don't favor those clears as much. I feel like when you go blue, it's just more efficient to just full clear your blue side. It just never feels as great to not, kind of have that ability to do that. So here they're actually worrying. Bro. Is it just crazy? It's maniac level. Ooh, Draven's not happy about that one, guys. I can tell you for a fact, Mr. Draven is not happy about that one. Starting the blue is a bit risky because, it's been a while. We were fighting that boss side for quite a long time. So this is an example of like why I skip to path towards a lane that's strong. Then it is to path towards like a lane that's weak. We path top side. What happens this game? Nothing. We get nothing. GP just farms. In fact, we could also be in trouble because our bottom would just get destroyed. But because we path boss side, it opens up the chance to like invade, to pressure the boss side. This is a fundamental thing about jungling that you need to get the grasp of to become a good jungler is to understand pathing towards lane priority. Especially when you're playing like an early game jungler like Rek'sai, it's even more important you understand this concept. I just want to hammer it in your head. Just very simple. Think about champion. Think about lane matchups. It's definitely it's game changing. It'll definitely win you a lot of games, guys. And it's not too hard to really understand it. Oh, just really thinking about what champions are stronger early game. A lot of times for ball lane, it's about looking at support matchups. Zillion is pretty weak early game, and the Galio generally has pretty good threat level. So this is just kind of like an example of like what would be good for us to path to. Mid is Syndra. We have priority mid. Honestly, if bot wasn't smashing so hard, then we possibly would have been going for more, mid-oriented plays. But because bot's winning so hard, we just capitalize on the bot win. This is an example of winning through, you know, your strong side. And we're just going to really hammer it down here. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to really capitalize on winning off bot. So here, if we have a chance, we can clear our top side still. If Kane isn't instantly there, this would be a huge win for us. But I feel like most likely Kane has taken our top side camp. So that's okay. What we're going to do is we're still going to check because we have so much free time till it's actually time to play for, you know, bot side control again. So we might as well just check the camps and maybe we can counter getting top if it occurs in that situation. Check wolves. Wolves are up. We don't want to do wolves first. Checking Gromp is more important. Gromp was killed. Okay. So here we're just going to pad up here a bit. That was a bit close. Ignite GP actually hurt a ton. Alright, that's huge for us, by the way. That's like insanely huge. This is just... I'm assist king, so it's like... This is my kill! Alright, that's huge for us, guys. We're winning through our strong sides, our strong lanes. We're just going to keep this up. Here, we're just going to clear our camps. Our second... We want to smite really fast because it's really important as Rek'sai to get the blue smite. ASAP. And we don't want to take too long on that. Here, we're going to take second blues. Because nowadays, it's really not about giving your mid blue. Unless, like... Maybe, like, third blue. Second blue, you kind of need the experience to get 6. If you're not able to get 6 early, it can be really hard for you as a jungler. Second blues, don't give them up. You always want to take them, even if you don't actually use mana at all. It's still better to take the blue because you do need it. Here we're going to pad bot. Like I said, strong side. Herald's 40 seconds. We're just going to be aware of Herald. We're not necessarily going... We're going to buy pink always. Extra pink if it's looking juicy. We're going to be aware of Herald, but we're not going to force it until we're actually clear our boss side. Because if we don't clear our boss side here, we're going to miss out on 6 experience. You don't want to start Herald unless you're level 6 at the very least. Because it can just be very sloppy. Here we're just going to get 6 before we want to walk into river. Looks like there's a Kane or someone nearby. We're going to clear the Rise ward. I'm going to walk in. I just want to clear as much vision as possible with our strong side. Like I said, I'm going to really emphasize how to win through our strong side. The trick is to get mid control. Here the Rise is hovering this area. When he hovers like this, what it means really is that the Kane is most likely top side. I don't know about... Yeah, I don't like the... I didn't like it. I didn't like the idea of them actually being able to farm under tower there because I was 6 and they were not even level 6 yet. Fundamental thing, you have level 6, you have a Galio who has crowd control. Usually it's more about the support. Like if I had a Galio, a Nautilus, a Leona, great supports for dives like this. If I had like a Soraka, you know, a Lulu, something like that, I would be more hesitant about like how aggressively I took that dive. But that's just how you want to really play. When you know exactly when you're strong, when you're stronger, and when you need to really capitalize on that kind of ability. It's definitely going to make you a really good player. It's going to make you a great player, actually, when you recognize exactly when you're strong and when you're stronger than enemy. 007, by the way. I'm literally Agent 007 on Rek'sai. The Queen has been a spy this whole time. Dude, wait, I'm literally 7 assists, but how flawlessly have I played this game? And it's all about really, emphasize again, playing towards strong side, understanding lane matchups. Draven Galio destroys this bot lane matchup. Malphite is not going to do much early game. He's a tank in a versus a GP matchup. How do we take advantage of this? We start top side. We clear. We don't do a fast level 3 unless, you know, it's really juicy. So it really depends on the situation. Here also we're farming for our claw. We're still one camp short of it. This is a bit greedy because my top side's up. I could easily lose my top side for my greed, but because I haven't really shown on a ward yet, I feel okay. I feel fine about greeding a bit here for my base, and I want to play for Herald. Here we get our buy, and then this is when we're really strong. This is when I feel really confident about doing Heralds. No matter the situation, I just want to fight, right? We have a strong buy. What does this mean? We want to fight. How do we get fights? Either diving, playing aggressive, setting up ganks, or starting neutral objectives. So here, what we're going to do, we're going to really play for... We're going to play for... fighting in the neutral area, which is enemy jungle. Here I think Rise my greed. So we're just gonna punish him here. Also, I don't want him to get these camps. Okay, we always punish when we can, when we're strong. I'm super strong. There's like literally no way for you to lose that. When your Rek'sai was Faller's Claw, level 7, level 6, you cannot lose the fight, guys. I'm telling you right now. As long as you don't get like CC'd, chain CC'd, all you have to do is really do the Rek'sai combo, which is the auto Q reset. QE into ulti, or you just make sure you hit the Q Prowler's Claw and then do the Rek'sai combo afterwards. But it's really important you play aggressive when you're strong. So all about item spikes. Rek'sai is a champion as well that you should always really play to item spikes. Here I should have let the HP freeze a bit for the extra eye proc, but you know, it happens sometimes like that, so it's not a big deal, to be honest. Going for a gank here is a bit risky. I think we should play bot side. I don't want to fight in mid like that. 2v2, 2v3. It's just much better for us to, you know, play towards bot side. Control their bot side. Check their camps. See exactly what's going on this side of the map. Break the bot tower. Rotate mid, break mid tower. Slow and steady win, you know. The faster we move our balling, the better, because we have Herald. We don't want to stick around on the map. We want Draven, who is our carry, who we've been, you know, really giving all the ganks to really get a lot of advantages off his strength. So us just naturally playing around him will give us the best advantage. It gives us the best chance of winning fights. Okay, good. I think he cleans it up. Or maybe not. Ooh, okay, he gets him. Clean. So here, the same thing, concept. I'm just going to clear a couple camps. We haven't really farmed as much. It's because we're playing heavy into tempo. Personally, for you guys, I would like you guys, if you're going to clear wolves, clear the Gromp too. I don't like you guys skipping camps like that, but for you guys, this time it's okay. I'll let it slide. Also here, I'm going to Herald. I'm going to cut him off. And that's just a clean kill. I cut off the GP. We just dropped the Herald to finish the tower off. Now we just go back to farming. And you know, also when you're really strong, you have winning prio. Just always try to steal camps as well. Early camp steals, I don't really like them as Rek'sai. I favor more like the later camp steals, like at this point in the game. I heavily favor like stealing camps, like Reds, Raptors, Krugs. I think it's really good for Rek'sai. I think you should always look to play really aggressive like this when towers start to break. This is when you should start stealing enemy camps. Is like when you start breaking these outer towers. This is when the map really opens up. So it's really safe for you to be in the enemy jungle and to just be like, you know, taking camps and stuff like that. Here we're just gonna run the little marathon around from top to bot, and we're just gonna do the dragon and try to make sure he's not on it. Okay, looks okay for us to start. Probability of Kane coming could possibly come, but you know, we're so strong, it doesn't really matter. Here, because we have our Edge of Night, we have our base. We're gonna base after that. The builds are really straightforward. You know, I've been favoring the Claw, of course. I don't really upgrade boots till like either after I get a Dirk, like my second Dirk, or you know, after I finish Edge and Knight, here's probably where I would like go for my next boots buy, depending on the situation. Looking at the enemy team, there's a bit of CCs we can get Merctress for. There's Zillion Bomb, Rise Root, but that's not good enough because there's not enough AP damage to get the benefit from the MR of it. So what we're gonna look at is Tabbies. So Tabbies auto attack champ, auto attack champ, auto champ down. So this is a really good Tabbies game, right? There's a lot of auto attack, physical damage champions. Merctress is only good if there's a lot of CC plus a lot of magic damage. So if they have like an AP top and then an AP mid and CC, then Merctress has really good value. But this is definitely it's a Tabby's game, guys. But we're gonna go afterwards. We're gonna just chill for a bit. But also really depends on your base too. Like if I get a if I get like a crazy 1300 base, we're going for BF buy. We always go for it. And that's a good game, honestly. I was hoping we'd get one more fight for that. I really talked about how important it is to really, play through the play through your priority. Think about lane matchups. A really good trick I like to teach people when I'm coaching them is for top matchups, think about melee versus melee. That means it's more volatile. Darius versus, a GP. Also, when there's Ignite versus Ignite, this means it's very volatile. So people who gank top first usually get a lot of value. But if it's like a range versus a melee matchup and your top laner is the melee matchup, you're not going to get so much value. It's better to path away from that. And also when you have a tank versus another tank or a tank versus a tank top, it's generally better to path bot. And for bot matchups, just remember, supports are what decides early phase for lane. So if I have Leona versus Nautilus, what does this mean? It's a spicy bot matchup. It's an engaged support versus engaged support. If I have a range support versus a range support, this is not so much volatile, but it is gankable, so you kind of think about it. But if I have a melee support and they have a range support, usually their range support can easily bully my melee support early, so that would mean their range support should get prio. So all this kind of information, I want you guys to really think about it. Keep it in mind. Understanding lane priority will help you set up a path to really gank lanes, to win lane, to actually snowball the game really cleanly, and also play towards your priorities. And that's really what I wanted to hammer in this game. Hope you guys liked it. That was a good in-depth video. I'm gonna do a lot more like this. Let me know what you guys want to hear next and like what kind of concepts you really enjoyed. It really helps me understand like what kind of content I want to like continue doing. And lastly, I'm also going to Korea in a couple days, so be sure to be ready for some good content. I'm gonna catch my streams on twitch.tv/Inori. I'm gonna be playing a lot of solo queue there. I'm gonna be making a lot of videos based off the Korean players. I'm trying to go for 1k LP, so hopefully we can get 1k LP in Korea and see how long it's going to take us. So that's it, guys. May 4th, I'm going to Korea. See you guys later. Take care. Good night.